Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back on Wild Eye Week and Wild Eye Wednesday with my review of The Bloody Man. Each day this week, I've had double the content, 2 videos per day, with the exception of today. To compensate for that, though, I figured I'd review a movie that's twice as long as the other Wild Eye films I've watched and reviewed this week. With an approximate runtime of 2 hours and 13 minutes, The Bloody Man is approximately that. Yes, it is a long one, but it's definitely worth the watch. The Bloody Man is a 2020 film, directed by Daniel Benedict, and this DVD was distributed by Wild Eye Releasing. The movie I reviewed yesterday for Wild Eye Week featured a Friday the 13th final girl. The first Friday the 13th final girl, Alice, Adrienne King. Coincidentally, The Bloody Man stars 2 Elm Street final girls, Tuesday Knight and Lisa Wilcox. Technically, in Elm Street 4, Tuesday Knight took over the final girl role of Kristen, played by Patricia Arquette in Elm Street 3. She then handed over the final girl reins and her powers to Lisa Wilcox's Alice. Chances are, as horror fans, you know all of that. So I think it's pretty cool that they both star in The Bloody Man together. This is a very ambitious film. It has a lot of heart, a lot of emotion, and a lot to offer. Based on The Bloody Man's low IMDb rating, it seems that others don't see it that way, which is a shame. I'll admit that some of the performances weren't great, but that didn't ruin the experience for me. I think others who have reviewed this film might have gotten too hung up on that. In my opinion, there really is something special here. Could the movie have been shorter? Probably, but I was never bored, and it never dragged. This is 2 hours and 13 minutes well utilized. There are even multiple end credit scenes, one mid-credits and one at the end. So, what's The Bloody Man about? Well, like I said, this is ambitious. Sam, pictured here, is still dealing with the loss of his mother, played by Lisa Wilcox. She died in a car accident, and, of course, things have never been the same for him. He has an older brother, Michael, who is a bit of a jerk to him, and a younger sister, Amy, who is always stealing his toys. His dad has gotten remarried since the tragedy, and Sam's new stepmom is Kim, played by Tuesday Knight. Sam doesn't like her much. Not because she's done anything wrong to him, she really does try. She's just not his mother. On top of his family woes, Sam is also bullied at school. One thing he does care deeply about is a comic book given to him by his mother right before she died. The comic came with his favorite action figure, and the story features the Bloody Man. Sam even uses this legendary character as the topic for his final school project. In the process, though, the Bloody Man is unleashed. Now, Sam must work together with his family to fight back before the evil consumes them all. Despite the long runtime, I can't say much more without spoiling it, so I'll leave it at that. I will say The Bloody Man is an 80s lover's dream. The film is like a scavenger hunt of 80s pop culture. There are movies, cartoons, TV shows, toys, games. Horror plays a huge role, of course. There are multiple references to the Elm Street franchise, fittingly so. I won't give away anything else in regards to that, because it's fun to sit back and see how many you can find. I almost want to start this over with pen and paper and write down every 80s pop culture relic I can find. The Bloody Man definitely gave me that nostalgic feel, much like Stranger Things. I really love the filming location. I believe it was shot in and around Kentucky. I know specifically there were scenes shot at a pizza place there. I love that we get multiple flashbacks of Lisa Wilcox's character, and I especially love that as the characters in the movie, such as Sam and his siblings, tell stories, or when Sam reads a comic book, they're actually live acted. It almost borders on the line of an anthology film in that way. I thought that was a really fun concept. It's clever, and it definitely contributes to the 2-hour and 13-minute runtime. These segments also keep the movie flowing at a fast pace. The score and music is awesome. It's very 80s. The Bloody Man is like an 80s time capsule, as it's set out to be. Other movies try and fail at that, but The Bloody Man definitely succeeds. Not to mention this cover. Look at this cover art. That reminds me of classic VHS cover art of the 80s. Before I wrap this review up, maybe my favorite part of The Bloody Man is the scene when young Amy is telling her story. It's so mean-spirited, which is funny, since it's coming from the youngest, most innocent character in the film. The Bloody Man is merciless in her retelling. It's great. By the way, on the back here, it says, recommended for a family fright night. And I do get that to an extent. Much of it does seem like it could be family-friendly gateway horror, but there are certain scenes that I think might scare the living crap out of some kids. Definite nightmare fuel in this one. I really dug this, and as someone who is not usually fond of long runtimes, I probably could have watched this even longer. It's also a movie I can see myself revisiting time and time again. Not only for the trip back to the 80s, but also for the really cool Bloody Man legend. I have to give a big bloody thank you to Wild Eye Releasing for sending me this DVD to review. Have you seen The Bloody Man? If so, what do you think of it? Comment below and let me know. Wild Eye Week continues tomorrow. Check back to see what I review next. Until then, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and be kind, subscribe.